It's the Thursday morning market video, UPBOptionmillionaires.com on this Thursday, June 4, 2015. S&P 500 futures down almost 0.4%, was lower than that just before the European markets opened for trade. We fell and we rallied off the lows here, much as we've done throughout 2015. Get that pink eraser out and just erase those losses because they seem to be swiftly reversed, and we'll see if that continues to trend today as we try and rally back to even. The bond market is recovering. The bond market saw a big sell-off as the 30-year bond treasury futures. You can see that spike to the upside. That is a relief rally. If you look at TLT, TLT, I've been talking about, this trend line up here. You can look at stock Twitch at the blog at optionmillionaires.com. It's talking about this acting as resistance and a move down to support. We got to move down to support on two different levels here. We bounced, broke through it, and then, as I've talked about in my videos, we came and kissed it goodbye. Look at that kiss we gave it. Right up to it, and look at the decline we've seen ever since. Down under 117 this morning before recovering. We're up over 118 now. A volatile trade is that TLT. Yeah, you know me. Let's get into some individual names. Wynn Resorts. Now, I'll be honest with you, in the chat room at Option Millionaires, I was actually looking for a bounce at about the 94 level. 94.95. You go back, there you go. See this trend line here that I was talking about. Now, if you look at the whole weekly 5-year chart perspective, still looks relatively bearish. But if you look this morning, we're up to the 106. So in spite of just what looks like just a very minuscule rally, those in the call contracts from the lows on Monday are sitting pretty. Look at the move we had off the lows here at about 97 and change. And we're going to get back up. It's stair stepping. Look at this. The next stair step will be at the 105. This is the riser. And this is where you're going to stair step your way up to probably 110. I'm not going to chase it. We'll see if we get a pullback. What I am chasing to the downside, Intel. In spite of what we saw yesterday, a pretty strong rally, Intel continues to look very bearish. Its recent acquisition pushed it up to recent highs here over the last couple months. And it's been pulling back ever since. Look at its decline. And you can see the formation here just from the 1-year daily. Look at this left shoulder, head. Right shoulder is forming. This would be the neckline at about 30. And if you go back even longer, just looks so salivating here. We pull out the drawings and the studies and the volume. And that's the 10-year monthly. Pull in for a 5-year weekly. Look at that. Head and shoulders pattern, topping pattern forming there. Hewlett-Packard also watching. Got in some puts for weekly expiration at the 34 strike. I think it's rolling over here. Maybe somebody else sees something else. It's been a strong rally off its bankrupt. Everybody back in 2012 was expecting Hewlett-Packard to go bankrupt. It rose from the ashes like a phoenix. Is that what they call it? You can see we're over 40. We're down $8 from the highs that we saw at the start of the year, but it looks like it's rolling over. And we're going to see a move down under 31. That's what I'm trading it for. How about Google? I talked about Google yesterday in the chat room. Google just could not break that 550 level. Tried to break out this week, just could not. And now it's really, this is laughing in the face of any out-of-the-money option trader that's buying options for a move. As it consolidates here, of course, as the price continues to narrow, we're going to see a sharp break in either direction, and that will be the time. You want to be in either the calls or the puts. And for some reason, even though I'm bullish on the market, I think Google is going to pull back down to support here before it rockets higher. Another one to watch, Caterpillar. Caterpillar, long term. There's a 5-year weekly chart. Look at this. We're starting to roll over. The stock got up over 100 a couple times, triple topped, and it's been a really precipitous decline, down under 80 bucks earlier this year. Before we see a nice rally here, about $10 rally. Now we're starting to roll over again, and I think there's a good chance we're going to come back to support here. U.S. Steel has been rallying. Look at this move up. Now, if you look at U.S. Steel, it's a 5-year weekly chart. Look how this trend line, it's just amazing how that works. Look at that trend line right to yesterday's closing price. Let's pull back a little farther, go back. It goes all the way back to 2006. So U.S. Steel is certainly bumping up against long-term trend line resistance here. But if you look historically, this time last year was just at the cusp of a sharp rally. Look at this. The rally for U.S. Steel started in June last year. Where are we now? June, my God. I am Captain Obvious today. Thank you. I'm going to run back home and take Wonder Pain in the Butt Woman out for dinner tonight. How's that sound? A couple more tickers here. Ticker Microsoft. Talked about this in the chat room real quick. Look at it. We're coming up against long-term support here. And if you look, 5-year weekly chart, looks like we're going to break out. We came down below it briefly here at the start of the year, and we're consolidating. Look at this move. We're going to see a move up over to record highs for Microsoft. All right, UPB here. I'm going to see you in the chat room. Everyone have a great trading day. It is Thursday, almost Friday. Feels like a Friday, but tomorrow will definitely feel like a Friday. Goodbye.